God doesn't.
Sound comment. Speaker.
Hi.
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 Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. God doesn't.
You have one more thing, like this one. Weighing machine, weighing. Bring that. Are you ready? Are going to do today?
Now, I'll make soon.
Say.
I'll make later.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Shilpa. Shilpa went to Dubai.
Oh,
Dubai.
Hi.
hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Say good afternoon there. Come. Come on, here.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good
How's
afternoon.
everyone?
Wait. One. This is?
Hi, how are
Hi.
you?
My friends.
I'm good. How are you?
Hi,
Hi.
Pratibha.
Shilpa. Yes, I remember
Pratibha.
you.
Pratibha.
Pradeepa. Right?
Pratibha.
Pratibha. Okay. I remember your face, but sorry, I'm a little bad with names.
She is? Ah.
Hi.
Archana Jairam.
Archana. Hi, Archana. I am Sunaina.
Sunaina. Come. There are few. Actually, Sunaina, this time we are in our assisted living complex.
Okay.
So we have started baking here. We have started. There are 5 kids now, and yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. I saw the video of the facility. It's beautiful. I would love to visit it someday whenever I'm on that side of the country.
Please. So
I would
this is our room. This is our bakery section. This is our bakery unit. We have. Come on.
Very nice.
This is our baking thing. Okay.
Lovely. Lovely.
This is the whole room. So say hi. Now we have 3 more kids. Hi.
Hi.
One person.
Hi, Rohit.
Rohit. Hi, Rohit.
Hi.
What is your name?
Melvin.
Melvin.
Hi. Hi, Melvin.
This is Ajay Lal.
Sorry, I didn't get the name.
Ajay Lal.
Ajay Lal. Hi. Hello to everyone present.
Yes.
Um,
Prija. Shilpa is watching. Anita is there. Prija is there.
Hi.
Prija.
Hi.
Karunya is there.
Hello, everyone.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Veena, Shilpa's mother.
Hello, ma'am.
This is Madasur.
Stop. No making
Is
noise.
Ekta joining? Fine.
Ekta might not join. She's
Yeah,
she told
she
us.
messaged me that she was not sure whether she'll be.
Yeah,
able
she
to
might
come.
join maybe later. We can start. We'll prove with 3 ohms. Come on.
Okay.
Come on, all of you close. Close your eyes.
Prayer.
Prayer. Oh. Oh. Sha. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Switch
Shall
off.
we start?
Yes, ma'am.
1 minute, I'll just stop.
Let's go.
So, does everyone know which cake we are baking today?
What cake were we baking?
Yes.
Okay.
You all ready with the
Fruit-
ingredients?
Fruits
Fruit
cake.
and nuts.
Fruits and nuts cake.
Yes, a fruit and nut cake. So it's
One has to say, okay.
okay.
Fruit and
Fruit and nut cake. Yes,
Fruit
we are
and
doing
nut
a
cake.
fruit and nut cake today.
Fruit and nut
This cake is a little similar to the traditional plum cake that we do during Christmas, but I have made a healthier and a very simple version of that traditional plum cake, because that is a cake which requires a lot of I would say soaking the ram and then other spices, and it's generally had in the winter season. But this is one cake which you can have round the year. It's not very heavy and it's easy to bake too. So let's start. And it's a gluten-free bake. We are not going to add any refined sugar to it, nor any kind of I would say high fat thing. It's just a little bit of oil. So generally the bakes that I do are mostly gluten-free, and I try and reduce the fat content as well as the I try and do it sugar-free. In fact, not even jaggery. I try doing it in my other bakes completely sweetener free, naturally sweetened with fruits or dates. Probably I'll share a few recipes with you in the coming sessions. For this fruit and nut cake, we are baking it with sorghum flour. So probably you would have attended if my earlier sessions attended. I have done a lot of recipes with sorghum flour. So sorghum flour is our jwar flour. The probably a lot of us make rotis with it at home. The jwar roti, which is a very staple cereal in our Indian household. This is one flour which I would like to share today a little bit benefits. Why is it used in baking? About the flour, its flavor, its aroma. Do we have time? Can I share a few things? Okay. So sorghum flour is generally white or beige in color, and it has a very natural, non-assertive vanilla scent to it. Non-assertive means probably you cannot really smell it like a vanilla essence, but it has its natural flavor, and it's mildly sweet in nature. So because of that, you can easily use it in savory as well as sweet bakes. And the if I talk about the benefits of this flour, why this cereal, the fifth most important cereal in the world, it's very high on benefits. It has high fiber, low GI. GI means the glycemic index, which balances our blood sugars, and it is high in protein. Now, because it is high in fiber, protein, it helps in heart diseases, then balancing our blood sugars, as well in weight management. So a lot of people who are on diet, including myself, I eat a lot. Most of the times I eat jwar rotis. I avoid having wheat rotis which have gluten in it. So these are a few benefits of the sorghum flour. And because it is high in protein, it has a very soft texture. And when we use it in baking, the crumbs of the cake turn out to be quite soft. That's why it's a very preferred gluten-free flour in baking. Another practical aspect of using sorghum flour in baking. So I have been using sorghum flour for quite a few years for my bakes. So this is from my personal experience. I'll share one or 2 points. It's a little dry flour. So when you're using it in your batters, you have to make sure the content, the wet content, as in the liquid content, has to be a little more than your usual flour, probably the APF or the wheat. Because after baking, this flour turns out, gets a little dry. So when you're making the batter, it has to be more wet than your normal baking batters. Am I with you all? Is there any doubt? You can always stop. Cool. Okay. And so if I talk about the substitute of sorghum flour, if you don't have sorghum flour at home and you want to do a gluten-free bake, you can use oat flour. So you can just take oats, grind it into a fine powder, and you can use it as a substitute for your sorghum flour. Oat makes a great substitute for sorghum. And another thing, when you are baking with this flour, it's very light and it's very fluffy. So probably the baking soda, the baking powder, the quantity may vary a little when we are in comparison to when we are using a wheat flour. So these are a few things, few minor things which we have to keep in mind when we are baking with sorghum flour. Okay. So yeah, today this was
What
something
did she
I
say?
wanted to
You
share.
have to use, what did she
No,
say?
No,
Less.
quantity.
Yeah, quantity of baking
Baking
powder
for the
compared to what wheat and all? You have to use less.
Less.
Instead of jowar flour, what you can use?
oat.
Oats,
Oats
very
flour.
good.
Oats flour.
Yeah. See,
Oats.
Very good.
Oats flour.
I'm happy.
Oats.
So, and you need little more
Water.
Water.
Yes.
Raja, I'm listening.
Good job.
I was listening.
Oats flour.
Very
You are
nice.
listening, it seems.
Perfect. So shall we all start with the recipe, the fruit and nut cake? Okay. So I'll just share the ingredients with you. So I have sorghum flour here, then broken nuts. It's a mix of walnut and cashews. I have avoided almonds because at my home, the kids don't eat much of almonds. So this recipe, it can always be as per your taste. You don't have to stick to the recipe exactly. You can change the berries and the nuts according to your taste. Then we have jaggery powder. This is organic jaggery powder, and I'll suggest please use this when you're using it as a sweetener because organic jaggery is little less sweet and the powder is easy to mix it in our baked batter. This is vegetable oil.
I don't
which
get,
is,
I'm using brown sugar, this is almost like jaggery only.
Okay, if you're using brown sugar, then the quantity might be a little less because sugar is more sweet than jaggery.
Okay.
Can we use desi khand? Is it that?
Yes, yes, you can use that.
Only brown sugar.
Yeah, so ma'am, you'll have to reduce a tablespoon from the quantity I've told
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Okay, and then this is vegetable oil. Then generally in baking, we use a non-flavored oil so that it doesn't interfere with the flavors of our cake. So this is a non-flavored basic vegetable oil. It can be anything, rice bran or safola, I don't know, whichever you have at home. But not groundnut, please, because groundnut will have a taste and flavor that will not go well with our cakes. Then I have cinnamon powder, cardamom powder, baking soda, baking powder, milk powder, and I think that's about it. Oh yeah, the main ingredient. So now there is one more thing I would like to share. 1 minute. I have soaked these berries. Now berries here, you can take it as per your taste. I have done lemons. I have taken dried lemons, apricots, cranberries, and golden raisins. So you can always change the berries as per your liking. There is no fixed quantity or any berry which you have to take. Just that we need a mix of sweet and sour berries so that the cake doesn't become too sweet. We have those tangy flavors intact.
I've used, can we use cherries also in this? Hard ones, not the soft ones.
The hard ones, they are not generally natural cherries. Unless they have those dehydrated cherries, we can take.
No,
frozen.
they are not really.
Yeah, so I
Little
would.
bit.
So I would not suggest because they are not the real cherries. They will not give you the flavor. You can just stick to golden raisins, cranberries.
That only I put more because I
Yeah,
couldn't
so
get
little bit cherries I put is okay. But generally because we are making a healthy cake, those are something which are not conservative. So we avoid that. Okay. Yeah. So, and one more thing I've done here to show you all. So I have not taken orange juice. I have soaked it in cranberry juice. Now this is because you can change the flavor of the cake here. Orange juice obviously works best because it gives you those tangy flavors. But because I had used dried lemons also here, That's why I put cranberry juice. Otherwise, orange and lemon together will become very tangy. You can also use pineapple juice. If you want a pineapple flavored cake, you can always use pineapple juice with a little bit of cut pineapple pieces in it. So take your pick, be creative, try out new flavors with this cake. It's a very versatile recipe. Okay. So let's start. We have all the ingredients with us. We'll start with the dry ingredients first. You take a bowl and we take 1 cup of sorghum flour, add it to the bowl. I've already measured and kept it. Yeah. So here goes 1 cup of sorghum flour. Then we add 1 cup of milk powder to this. It's a little more, so okay. A little bit here and there. See, this recipe is a very easy one. So even a tablespoon of milk powder, if it goes extra, it's okay. There is nothing wrong. Your cake will not go bad or anything. Very easy to go recipe. I have a little bit of pieces of milk powder. Just crush it. It has to be fine. Yeah. This is good. Okay, now I'll take cinnamon powder. I take less than 1. I've written 1, but I think when I'm adding, it seems half teaspoon should be fine. So please add half teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Now we take cardamom powder. See, it's a fine cardamom powder. Again, I think here I am again reducing the quantity is just 1/4. I'm sorry, I'll change the ingredients in the recipe. So I'm just taking 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom powder, not half teaspoon. Now comes the baking soda. Half a teaspoon of baking soda.
How much?
Baking soda is half teaspoon.
Half teaspoon.
Okay, I'll just tell you what all I've added till now. 1 cup of sorghum flour, 1 cup of milk powder, half teaspoon of cardamom powder, cinnamon powder, 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom powder, then half a teaspoon of baking soda. Okay. Now goes 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And to please now mix this whole thing well so that all the spices, the baking soda, take a whisk and mix it well. When we are mixing it with a whisk, we are also incorporating air in our mix so that the cake becomes fluffy. Although this cake will not be very spongy because it's a fruit and nut cake, it will be on the dense side. But still, we'll try and make it as fluffy as possible along with the flour and nuts and
Mix
everything.
now. Okay.
Hold this.
Okay. So our flour mix looks fine. Everything is mixed well. Now to this flour mix, shall I go ahead? Yeah. Okay. Now to this flour mix, just take half a bowl of broken nuts. I have full here, but only take half of it and mix it with your flour. Can anyone tell me the reason why I'm adding nuts to the flour?
So that, why she's adding?
Oh, anyone knows? Yes. Okay, Prija, tell me.
Yeah, she's telling, tell me.
Acha, yeah. Pratibha, yes.
Coming down.
It is
Sorry?
not coming down, it seems.
Yes, very good. I think you remember from our last class. We mix it in the flour so that it doesn't go to the base, to the bottom. You get your nuts in every bite of the cake. Very good.
Why do you put? Because
Okay, now we mix our nuts. Only half a cup of the nuts, not the full cup. Just take half. So our dry mix is ready. Please keep it aside.
keep it aside. Put it aside. I'll mix it.
Okay, now comes the wet mix. We'll do one thing here first. Sorry, I think I forgot to mention. I'll need a sieve. Will it be handy? A sieve? Okay, great. Yeah. So take a sieve and put your berry mix with the juices from the sieve. And there must be some bowl under it so that we collect the juice. Okay. See, just leave it at the sieve and the bowl. And then this bowl, which we had used for the berries, you can take this one. That's okay. Now I'm keeping this aside for some time. Now comes our wet ingredients. Okay. So I take my half cup of vegetable oil. See now, I can reduce the vegetable oil quantity a bit if I'm making it for home use and I want to reduce the fat. I can reduce 1 tablespoon of oil more from it. But if I'm making it professionally, just take half cup. Okay. I'm reducing a bit. I'm just, I have left a tablespoon in the bowl. You can take the entire half cup. That's fine. Now comes our half cup of jaggery in this bowl. I'm again leaving 1 tablespoon here, but you can take the entire half cup. Depends on the sweetness that you want in your cake. We generally at home eat very less sweet cakes, so I'm just reducing the jaggery a bit. But the entire half cup is okay. Okay, this goes, so we have vegetable oil in our bowl, jaggery, and I'll just add half a teaspoon of vanilla essence.
How much oil, auntie?
Half cup, half cup.
Half cup.
Half cup of vanilla.
So half cup of oil, half cup of jaggery, and half a teaspoon of vanilla essence. Just mix this well. Now, in the meantime, what everyone can do is preheat their ovens because we are in the middle of our recipe. Now we can preheat our ovens. Please preheat your ovens at 180 degrees. Depending on your oven temperature, I preheat my oven at 180 degrees Celsius. I'll also just come in a second. I'll on my oven. Preheating is for 10 minutes at 180. Okay. So now this is ready. next comes our berries. I have my berries here. The juice has been removed. I have collected it here in a bowl. Okay. Now I will add these berries to my oil and jaggery mixture. Okay. The entire 1 cup of berries. See, I'm using only half cup of jaggery here because the berries are also sweet and we don't want our cake to get too sweet. Again, the juice is there. The juice will also have some kind of sweetener in it. So to keep the sugar content in control, not the cake, so that the cake doesn't become too sweet, we have reduced the quantity of jaggery. Just mix your berries well with the oil and jaggery mixture. There is one more, see, jaggery is anyways high in iron and it's a healthier substitute than refined sugar. One more thing which it adds to the cakes when we are using it, it gives a little caramelized taste to our sweet bakes, which tastes better than your refined sugar. So health-wise, it is better, and the taste also, at times, it gives a better taste than sugar in few bakes. It's preferred. See, this is my mix of berries, oil, vanilla essence, and jaggery. Okay. Your tins are ready, the baking tins. Okay. I have used this 8-inch square. It can be a round also, whatever works well for you. It will be more than a half kg cake. I think within 1 and between half and 1. So I've used this. Okay. Now, please get your dry mix back. Dry mix is back. I'll just ready my baking tin. I forgot to do that earlier. Okay, and some flour. Give me a moment, please. So see, my baking tin is ready. You all also have your baking tins ready with you? Okay, cool. So we have a dry mix here. I have my wet mix ready. Now we'll be mixing our dry mix, the wet mix to the dry bowl slowly. And no whisking, we'll just basically use the fold-in technique. If you mix it with a speed, whisk it, we will lose the air that we have incorporated in the flour. The cake will become dense. It will lose its fluffiness. So please do not whisk it. We are just going to fold it in slowly. So if you remember in our recipe, I have said 1 cup of sorghum plus half cup extra. That I had kept mentioned because if we feel our mixture has too much of berries, probably a little bit, so just a tablespoon or 2 of flour can be added to make the mixture well. And now again, this is quite dry, right? We need something to bind the batter. So the juice that we had collected from our berries slowly goes into this batter. Don't put the entire juice at one go. Take a tablespoon or two at a time, and slowly then we'll incorporate it in our mixture. First, please mix the berries well from the bottom, the wet and the dry mix well. And then we'll start putting in the juice. See, like in this cake, I have used cranberry juice. I can also put a bit of choco chip in this cake if I want, because it's a very berry loaded cake, and choco chips goes well with berries. See, I've not put my entire 1 cup juice in it, and the mixture started coming together. So be careful when you're adding the juice, because we don't want it to get too wet, the batter. First, incorporate it well, then add more juice if needed. Because the berries are also soaked in juice overnight, they also are going to ooze out liquid when baked. This needs a little more juice. I think I will kind of finish this up. Okay. So I was telling you not to put the entire thing together. I think the last 1 teaspoon should have been, I should not have put, because this looks a little wet. Now is the time when I can add a tablespoon of flour, because my mixture has become wet. If I add a tablespoon of flour, it will become all right. So this is how you can correct your cake at times. If it becomes too wet or too dry here and there, you can just manage it. I'll add a tablespoon of flour to this. Okay, I'm just adding a little bit of flour, just a tablespoon. Yeah, this should do the trick. Yeah, this is fine. See. Can you all see the batter, how it is looking? It is neither too dry nor it is liquidy. It's just, I would say, wet dough kind of thing. Yeah, it doesn't go, it doesn't have to be flowing consistency. It is like that. Sorry, yeah, I'll show you mine. It is like that only. Okay, it is not flowing consistency. Yeah, Prija, I think yours is also okay. It just needs to look wet. It should not look dry. That's it. See, this is how mine is looking. Okay. So now the baking tins that we have ready, our batter is ready. I've added everything. We just pour this in our baking tins. Okay. Yeah. So you just with your spatula, just spread it around. Okay. Just wash. So now this is ready. We only need to put the remaining nuts that we have left on the cake. So I have not put the entire nuts inside because the nuts on top gives a nice crunchy taste to the cake. And it tastes very good after baking. Those nuts get roasted on top and they taste very nice. So just sprinkle a few nuts. You can save a few if you feel they are a little too much, depending on your taste. Okay, now one thing here, after we have sprinkled it, just use your palm, a clean, when your palms are clean, just tap it a bit so that the nuts stick to the cake. They don't come out. Yeah. This will give you a even crust also, and the nuts also don't come out after baking. If you want, you can put a few cranberries also on top, and if you don't also is okay. Anything is fine. Yeah. So now we just put it for baking. Now for baking, we have preheated our oven at 180, but we bake this cake at 160 to 170, depending on the heat of your oven. I prefer it baking between 160 to 170 because this is a cake which will turn out well with slow baking. We want the crust to form nicely, and if we bake it at a higher temperature, it won't bake well also from inside. So please bake it at a lower temperature, only preheating at 180, but the baking has to be done with 160 is also okay actually. So I'm going to bake it at 160. It will take at least 35-40 minutes depending on your oven. Please check it after 30 minutes. And once your skewer comes out clean, the cake is ready. Leave it for some time and then you can just take it out. Okay. Shall I put this in the oven? Any doubts? Anything? No? You're good? Okay. So please put it in the oven to bake. Done? Everyone's cake is in the oven? Great. Can I have a picture with you all? I've never been able to click. This time I remembered, so I've kept my phone with me and I can click. Yeah, sure. Any doubts? Anything you want to ask? So, Preeta, how long have you been baking for?
Ma'am, since this class started from now,
Okay.
November 2021, when Ekta ma'am started taking classes for Nishinta.
Great, great. Anything you want to ask about my earlier bakes also? We have done anything. Have you all tried baking it again after we have done? Yes.
Yeah,
Can we use?
we'll next week from once more we'll do it from next week because these kitchens are not done.
Okay.
In Nischinta we have not as baked those. So
Okay.
yeah, actually, what happens? We are having a training for staff caregivers. In the two of them knows baking, so they'll be baking all these round around from next week with the children.
Very nice.
So all the recipes will go in.
Okay.
And now see, they are so excited from morning. They have been behind me. What cake has everything ready. Tell, you all like the cake, baby?
Yes.
Tell her thanks.
Yes. Thank you,
Did you
ma'am.
like baking
Thank
it?
you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
My pleasure. Thank you for joining in.
How did you like Pratibha? Nice. Come and talk to her. What did you learn today? It's okay. How did you like Archana?
Nice. I'm very enjoying.
Berries?
Angie? Enjoying?
Enjoying.
Oh.
With who?
With
With you and?
all the student
Thank you. That's so nice.
My
to hear.
friends.
friend.
They
Yeah.
also enjoying you and all of them.
Ah.
I
These
also
are-
had a good time with you all.
Yes. Thank you.
Great students.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't have to put in any effort. Everyone is so well versed. Nothing.
Yeah. Now they'll write the notes and keep it in their book. Whatever you told, no? What is that? What you, if there is no java powder, what can be?
Oh,
Ah. Yes. Then
Very
if it
good.
is-
Very
if it
good.
is watery, what she said to add little more?
my
Maida.
Kagili.
No.
Yes.
Java.
Java.
Java
Sorry.
powder. And you need, atta needs more.
More thick. No
Is it-
watery.
So this will be much better in water. So you have to be very careful when
Good.
pouring the
The juice.
juice. Yes. So we all write it tomorrow in
Okay.
your book. Okay.
And try making it with other juice also. Like I have baked it with cranberry or pineapple. Mixed fruit also will go well.
Next we'll go pineapple juice. All this.
How
she
about
said to
apple
me,
juice,
okay?
ma'am?
Apple, I'm not sure. More of a tangy, a juice
Okay.
which has a tangy taste. Apple is generally sweet.
Ma'am,
About
can we
grape
use
juice?
instead of jawar powder, we can use wheat powder also?
Yeah, you can use wheat flour, but then the consistency of the batter will differ a bit.
So she said, no, you need a little more water or juice extra, right?
Yeah, and then gluten free, the wheat flour, it becomes very dense. Jawar flour is better for baking than wheat.
Okay. We can use a little juice in that.
Yeah, you can use a mix of, like in a ratio, you can use.
Yeah. Say, I enjoy the glass.
Yes.
Your earlier carrot cashew cake we had done. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but every time it sinks after some time. Yeah, as soon as you take it out of the oven, it's fine, but after it cools, it kind of dips in.
Okay. Probably the temperature or how you're baking. See, when you're putting in, just give a tap to the baking tin before you're putting in. Probably the extra air which is come in the tin might go. Or when you are mixing it, just fold it slowly. Don't bash it around, because those are a few things which mainly change the consistency or the up and down of the cake, and the temperature. So, and don't open the oven again and again. That also is very important, because if you open that, messes with the baking of the cake. So
Let's take a photo. Come on. All of you stay on screen. All of you come.
a nice smile, please.
Wait, 1 second.
Want it for my memory.
1 minute.
Ready?
Come closer. Wait, closer. Wait. Come closer. Come. Can you see everybody? Come. Come back. Come.
Okay. Smile.
Smile. Smile.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'll take a photo like this. 1 second. Okay, fine. All of you see on screen. I'll take a photo. Watch the screen. Yeah, we go. Okay. So all of us say, close your eyes. Let's pray for all the world. Oh, Samasta Loka Sukhino Samasta Loka Sukhino Samasta Loka Sukhino. Oh, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you
I'll
so
see you
much.
next time.
Archana wanted to say.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Archana. See you.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Wait, tell. I want new class. Wow. She has come for a new class. Yes. New class. Yeah. Very important. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, Archana. Bye.
Everybody wants to come. Give their input.
Great. Okay, ma'am. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Clean up, clean up. Bye, Anita.
Bye, ma'am. Bye. I will see you on 23rd. I am coming to Nishtindra because my sister's coming.
Clean up. Say hi to all of them. See, we have all the trainees here.
Oh,
Clean up.
good.
Where are you? Every other
Calicut, Koikot.
Ready, Nia? Okay, clean up, wash your This is my birthday. Put. Clean up. Archana, go clean up. As a cleaner, they do all the cleaning.